Does he have it? Medeiros is going to get it. Medeiros is going to haven't got it. He's on the outside line, though, going into the fastest corner on the circuit. Surely this can't work.
Dominic Ligner has got a sensational run outside line now, though, for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's caught back into play. Exactly. Miller's still start trouble. He's not on second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
Can Barry do it? Big Barry's going to do it. Big Barry!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the final round of the Simability Racing League SK Super Series. We are on round number 20 here, brought to you on JP Broadcasting, live on YouTube. 100 laps tonight here at Southern National Motor Speedway. The championship battle has been decided for our champion. So we got to give a big shout out to the number 97 of Don Koneman. He is our SK Super Series champion, locked down way ahead of Tom Johnson. No way that the former track champ is going to be able to take over Koneman's spot. So he's going to finish second in this season number 1 of 2023. Chris Robert's there locked into third with Travis Zudema in the 90 machine, locking himself into 4th place. Now this is where it gets kind of crazy. Billy Wise in the number 32 machine is currently sitting in 5th with 134 points, but being only 7 points away from Stephen Kiefer. There's 10 drivers on the grid tonight. Billy Wise must finish, I believe, 5th or higher to lock himself into that spot, with Stephen Kiefer and Andrew Smith finishing behind. I do not see Andrew Smith on the grid at the moment, so right now Billy Wise only needs to worry about Stephen Kiefer. Kiefer moved up 1 spot from last week and is trying to regain his 5th place, and he can do it tonight, but Billy Wise has to have a rough night. The other drivers battling for position are Dalton Brown, Daniel Cook, and Johnny Berardi, all battling for that 11th place spot in the championship. Only 3 points separate those 3 drivers. We'll see if Dalton Brown shows up tonight. We see Cook and Berardi on the field, so those two for sure will be battling it out for that 11th spot. Other than that, your field doing fairly well here at Southern National Motor Speedway. Billy Wise in his Action Sports Foundation car is 4th quick on the charts. He's doing pretty well. You see Travis Zudema there in the number 90 machine on his outside. Zudema is 5th quickest right now. Looks like Billy Wise trying to bring it into the pits. So 10 more minutes left in practice. Looks like it was a little bit extended. We might go to 8:05, which works out pretty well. Don Koneman in the number 97 there. And it looks like we have someone joining us up in the booth. Is that Glenn Sidman that I hear over here in the booth? Is that you, Glenn?
That is me, yes, sir.
Hey, Glenn, how you doing?
Good, good.
Welcome to the booth. 20 races in. Season is over. Don Koneman is the champion of the season with Tom Johnson coming up right behind him, not able to reclaim his championship from the last season. Have you watched a lot of the racing from this season there, Glenn?
I have not. So
it has definitely been an exciting season. Points going all over the place. The new point system seems to work fairly well. The championship is a lot closer in points this year than it has been the last few seasons. Are you excited for the late model stocks coming up in the next season?
Yeah, the last season was pretty good. Hopefully this one will be just as good. I'm kind of bummed I missed all the modified stuff. I really like those. Just simply too busy to really get involved this year. But yeah, hopefully they do the modifieds again, but definitely looking forward to the late models.
I would hope that they do the national modifieds, a little bit faster ones, maybe in the coming seasons as opposed to the SK. That would be pretty cool to watch. A little bit more power, a little bit more braking required. It would make for some good racing here in the league. The guys have gotten inherently much better than when I first met Simability Racing League. So the competition on track has just gotten tougher and tougher and tougher, and it's really cool to see.
Yeah, it is. Everybody's gotten a lot better. The league actually started out as just kind of everybody just got together and had some fun, wrecked each other. It was no big deal. But now they've all grown and become a lot more serious. Racing is downright serious nowadays in Simability.
But we still have fun. That group chat during the race, everybody is basically in one big chat room during the race, whether they've got 10 or 20 drivers on. Everybody's in a chat room, and I tell you what, I bet sometimes that chat room is a little more entertaining than the broadcast is.
I think it is, especially when I'm here.
Well, glad you're able to join us. Are you going to stick around for some of the racing this evening, or?
I'm out in the shop, just getting to work in the shop. So just wanted to drop in, catch at least the final race of the year. I think last time I dropped in, I broke your internet. So hopefully things will go better this time.
Yeah, something happened, and I think something came unplugged or something. My girlfriend, my fiance now, was running a window air conditioner and a t-shirt making heat press at the same time, and it killed the breaker to this half of the house.
Okay.
So that's what killed my internet off there. Definitely wasn't you, but
well, Rob, I wanted to be sure to drop in before they get going here. I wanted to thank you personally. I haven't seen all of the broadcasts, but I have caught bits and pieces here and there. Great job. Really appreciate you doing this. And when I say the guys are serious now, they're legitimately fast now. I mean, it's not just out there for fun. They're actually fast now, and they're running multiple lap runs with no cautions, and I'm just so impressed with everybody.
Yep, definitely. Their tempers do rise a little more than they used to. Like you said, it is a little more serious racing, but everybody is still good friends at the end of the day, no matter what happens, and everybody's just happy to be here to race everybody. It just happens to be that everybody's happy going a little bit faster together.
More competitive. That's just racing. That's how it always is.
For sure. Well, we got 5 minutes left in practice right now. Koneman looks like he topped the charts, and Tom Johnson's the only one out on the track turning some laps right now. So yeah, definitely make sure you tune in on JP Broadcasting on YouTube. Throw it on any TV, any smart TV. You can watch the race live, and definitely check out what these guys are doing. It's going to be a really close race tonight. Everybody, the top 6 are all within a tenth of each other, and then the rest of the other 4 are 1/10 behind. So definitely going to be a very fast, very close, possibly caution-filled race.
Okay, hopefully not, but we'll see. And I'll hopefully catch a good part of it tonight.
Well, hey, thanks for stopping in, Glenn. Appreciate you.
All right, Rob, and have a good time and enjoy what you're doing, and hopefully you can keep enjoying what you're doing and keep doing it.
For sure.
Again, thanks.
Yep, thanks,
Okay.
Glenn. Glenn,
Right.
owner of Simability. You can definitely check him out at Simability.com. They make sim racing possible for all of these drivers out here. Let's take a ride with a different car this time. Billy Wise starting his first lap. Let's take a ride on the Action Sports Foundation car. So far, Billy, the first driver to be able to put a lap time down. A pretty good lap time there. Looks like Chris Roberge is out on his lap. Good enough for Ford's quickest. Can he pick it up on the second one? Johnson goes up to third. And Roberge goes second quick. And it looks like Billy Wise so far, 3 other drivers yet to qualify. Billy Wise going to claim his, I believe this is his first pole of the season. And it's going to be on race number 20. He was so strong last week and had some issues right at the end of the race. But here he is, ready to go, and he is up front. The only person that can really knock him down is we've got Don Koneman and Travis Zudema. Both those drivers have not qualified quite yet. Not sure if they will actually get on track and try to make a lap or not. Doesn't look like we're going to get anybody else on the racetrack for qualifying. So if you would, folks, please remove your caps and join me in singing of our national anthem. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We are ready to go. Let's check out your grid for the final round of the SK Super Series. Billy Wise takes a pole with a 13.941. Chris Roberge in the number 98 machine, going to start to his outside. Daniel Cook in the number 11 machine. He's got him starting inside row number 2 with Tom Johnson in the number 23 starting to his outside. Stephen Kiefer is going to line up 5th in his number 22 hot rod. And in 6th is the number 3 of Thomas Wise. Thomas Wise in that hippie number 3 rolling off 6th. As you look a little further back in the field, it's going to get a little shaky because Don Koneman is going to roll off 7th with Travis Zudema to his outside in 8th. Brian Lowhead going to start 9th, and Johnny Berardi going to round out the rest of the field. Coming across the stripe, one more to go before we go racing at Southern National. What a place to end out the end of the season. And Billy Wise takes home his first pole position. Let's see what he can do. 100 laps coming your way here on JP Broadcasting. That pace car pulls off. Green flag is in the air. We're racing. Chris Roberge gets a great jump on the outside. Tom Johnson all over his tail. Roberge is going to have no problem clearing Billy Wise on the outside through turns 1 and 2. Roberge now takes the lead. Billy Wise, Tom Johnson, and Daniel Cook. Travis Zudema battling side by side with Thomas Wise. He makes that happen. And Don Koneman making his way up in the 97. 3 wide down the back straightaway, and Daniel Cook gets into Stephen Kiefer. Cook is upside down on his lid into turn 3. Caution flag comes out lap number 2. Luckily, Cook has got it back right side up, but it looks like he is having some serious problems with that car. He's going to have to come in and get a fast repair. Let's take a look at what happened there. So as you see, Cook and Kiefer battling on the outside, and Koneman makes a move down to the inside of these two. And Kiefer, Koneman has nothing to do with it. Kiefer just has nowhere to go as Cook moves up on him just a little bit, which turns Cook and puts him up into the wall. That is going to be caution flag number 1. Daniel Cook down on pit lane. Now, on this restart, if Billy Wise can keep up with Chris Roberge, he might be able to pull the same move that Roberge pulled on him on the outside. You have to slow down way too much to go around the inside of that, and on a restart, momentum is everything, and you can kind of keep your foot to the floor on the outside. Let's see if Billy Wise tries to take advantage of a situation like that. Koneman already up to 4th position, and Zudema right there behind him. Travis Zudema was our All-Star Series Challenge winner. 4 races out of the season. The highest finishing driver out of those 4 races takes home the championship and $100, and that was the number 90 machine. And who's going to take home these 100 laps? Very quick caution here. Pace car's getting ready to dive on off. And Chris Roberge takes it green. Billy Wise keeps it floored on the outside, but he's not going to be able to get there. Johnson's going to try to make a move inside Billy Wise, but Billy Wise has got the momentum on the outside. Now Koneman going to try to follow him around on the outside. I see Tom Johnson possibly holding this inside line. Billy Wise goes way too wide. That is going to leave the door open for Zudema now. And Zudema is going to get to the inside of Billy Wise. Now Koneman moves himself to the inside. He wants a piece of this action as well. Zudema's going to have no problem clearing Wise, and Koneman is now going to try to make his way around. And Don Koneman still can't get Wise clear. Wise working a little bit higher on the racetrack than I would expect to see, but there you see Koneman gets a little bit loose coming off before being pinched down to the inside. I feel Wise can move down another lane, but he's making that outside work as he holds that spot off from Koneman. Koneman's going to keep trying to battle to the inside. Meanwhile, Chris Roberge is pulling away from the field. Koneman might finally have gotten it done. No, one more turn for Koneman before he's going to get Billy Wise clear. And as he comes off of turn 4, he is going to clear that number 32 machine. Move Billy Wise back to 5th. Up front, Chris Roberge has got himself almost a 1.5 gap over top of Tom Johnson. There you see Johnson and Zudema running right behind. Zudema doing a great job, up 5 spots from where he started all the way up to P3. And now Koneman on the charge. Stephen Kiefer trying to make his way around the 99 of Johnny Berardi. This is a battle for 6th position. Daniel Cook in that 11 machine is back on the racetrack, but currently 5 laps down. Gonna take a little bit for him to get those laps back and contend with Johnny Berardi, who there you see in 6th position at the moment. Koneman starting to catch these two, but Zudema starting to feel held up by Tom Johnson. You see Daniel Cook there in front of these drivers. A little bit of lap traffic starting to make things a little more difficult. Zudema dives it really hard into turn number 3 there. He's going to lose a little bit of time. Nice entry into turn 1 and out of 2. Trying to leave room for the 11 machine, who's not leaving a whole lot of room himself for being 5 laps down. And now Koneman wants a piece of the action. He's caught up to Zudema. What is Zudema going to do? Is he going to drive offensively and try to take down Tom Johnson, or does he have to switch to defense and deal with Koneman? We might just see him give Koneman the lane and let him go by, so that way he can follow in his footsteps as he takes Tom Johnson's spot. 2 seconds now the gap from Chris Roberge to Tom Johnson, P1 and P2. Don Koneman's going to look to the inside of Zudema coming out of turn number 4. Side by side as they exit turn number 2. Advantage with Zudema on the high side. And I have a feeling these two might battle it out for a moment, unless Zudema just lets him go. But you get such momentum on the outside there, and if you can run it good, the inside line really has to stay low, and it makes them hard to accelerate up out of the corner, which then gives you the advantage. Zudema not pinching Koneman as low as I would expect him to, but still doing a very good job hanging on to that 3rd position. Oh, and Zudema almost gets into Koneman. I think Zudema does touch the wall there on the back straightaway, but still hanging on to that outside. Koneman being scored in 3rd at the moment, and there you go. He gets by Zudema. Now almost 3 seconds, 2.5 seconds a gap between Chris Roberge and Tom Johnson, and now Zudema's going to take a dive to the inside of Koneman. He's going to put Koneman on the outside. As our champion, though, Koneman does a very good job running that outside line and ends up making Zudema slip up just a little bit. That's going to put a little gap between him and the 90 machine. Billy Wise currently running in 5th, having a great start to this race. Starting on the pole, now down to 5th place. Just kind of riding right now as our leader is just about to cross the stripe for lap number 30, and he is making his way through some lap traffic at the moment. The only battle for position on the racetrack right now is between Stephen Kiefer and Johnny Berardi. Keep in mind, Steven Kiefer here is in a battle with Billy Wise in the 32 machine. You can see him just outside of Kiefer's roll bars there, going into turn 1 now in that red and yellow car. That is for championship position. If Kiefer can get a couple spots up on that 32, he might just possibly take that 5th place away from Billy Wise. But Billy Wise putting in a great run so far, currently locking himself into that 5th position where he runs at the moment. Billy Wise and Travis Zuma, the next two closest there, as Don Koneman slowly starting to reel in Tom Johnson for that second split. It was just over a second. Now it is 0.8 of a second. There you see the gap between the 23 and the 97. A little bit of lap traffic mixed in there for good measure. And that's Thomas Wise in the hippie number 3. He's definitely going to move over and allow Koneman to go by. Kiefer trying to make a move on Berardi at the moment. Not able to do anything there. 40 laps now complete. 60 more laps to go here at Southern National. Chris Roberge leads over Tom Johnson, Don Koneman, Travis Zunema, and Billy Wise. What you're seeing here is the battle for 6th position between Steven Kiefer and Johnny Berardi. Koneman is making strides and putting down some fast lap times to chase down the 23 of Tom Johnson. 2 seconds the gap in front of Johnson. That is Roberge, your leader. Long way to go for Koneman if he wants to win this one, but we are almost halfway. This is going to be your battle for 2nd position. Some lap traffic ahead, which should make this one interesting battle to watch. You aren't going to want to miss it. That was Daniel Cook in the 11 that they just got around, and you see Brian Lowhead in the picture there in the 24 machine. That is the white car just in front of these two. Koneman's going to look to the inside. I don't think he's going to have the power to get to Johnson quite yet. Looks like he is trying to set that 23 up. And a caution flag comes out on the speedway. Looks like Steven Kiefer and Thomas Wise involved in this caution. So just over halfway, we just completed lap number 50, and the caution flag flies. So it's going to be between these two drivers, Steven Kiefer and Thomas Wise. Looks like they just come together there on the same racing line. When Kiefer dives it in, and Wise just holds it high, and they both end up spinning in turns 3 and 4. It looks like they get it back going straight. So there is caution flag number 2, lap number 50. Now out front, Chris Roberts, Tom Johnson, and Travis Zudema. Looks like Don Koneman is down to 5th as he hit pit road. Few drivers on pit road right now. And just like that, the lights are out in the pace car. We have very quick caution flags here. Our fast mover of the race is that number 90 machine of Travis Zudema, up 5 positions right now. But our eyes go to Chris Roberts in the number 98 machine. Green flag is in the air. We're back racing here at Southern National. Zudema takes the inside on Tom Johnson. That's going to move him up to 2nd. And now Don Koneman on the outside of Billy Wise. And he gets a little bit loose. He almost spins it. He gets into the wall and gets into the 3. That's going to be a caution flag on the front straightaway. Koneman on the new tires gets a little bit loose, hangs on, gets into the wall, but drivers behind just weren't able to avoid the wall up. And that is going to cause caution flag number 3. They say caution flags breed caution flags. Well, let's see what happened there from Tom Johnson's perspective. You see Koneman get a little bit loose there, and yep, there it is. Koneman gets into the wall, slows up, and the 3 is right there. Not able to do anything about it. Unfortunately, Brian Lowehead was there to get collected in it in the number 24 machine. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Caution flag number 2. And Chris Roberts continues to lead. But now Travis Zudema is going to be starting on the outside this time, which allows Tom Johnson the chance to take him on the inside on the restart. But at the same time, it allows Zudema to take Roberts on the outside if he can get a good jump on that 98 machine. You just got to match his speed. You don't have to get a jump on him. You don't have to beat him there to the corner. You just have to match his speed coming out of turn number 4, so that way when you get to the corner, you can cold trickle. You can keep your foot on the gas and drive right by on the outside. I've done that many times at places with higher banking like this, such as this and South Boston Linear. It's great tracks to learn how to get some high side restart stuff done on. And Travis Zudema is pretty good at running that outside. As we get ready to go back to green, Roberts, Zudema, Johnson, Wise, and Koneman, your top 5. 37 laps to go. Green flag in the air. Zudema jumps way down to the inside way early. Does not want Tom Johnson to get to the inside. He wants to try to get below Chris Roberts. Koneman trying to make a move on Billy Wise there. That is a battle for 4th. And I think he's going to make that happen. Going into turn number 3. And he's now going to try to work on Tom Johnson. Travis Zudema trying not to let Roberts get away from him. And there you see Koneman making his move on Tom Johnson all the way to the low side down the front straightaway. He finally gets below that 23, moved Don Koneman up to third position. 33 laps to go as the leaders cross the stripe. And Thomas Wise up in the fence in turn number 2, stays up out of the way. We stay green flag racing. Chris Roberts pulling away just ever so slightly, half a second over top of Travis Zudema. And now Don Koneman's got a little bit of clean air in front of him. Can that 97 run these two down? Billy Wise all over Tom Johnson's rear bumper now. Wise wants to get a little bit higher, and another caution flag comes out. And looks like Thomas Wise gonna be the cause of that one in the number 3 machine. And there it is. He's already sideways in turn 3. Let's take a look and see what happened with him. Looks like Johnny Berardi also got a piece of it. Let's take a look. Oh, he gets up into the wall. And then he dives down right in front of the 99, and that's going to spin him out, put 99 into the wall. And that is definitely going to cause a caution. 30 more laps to go here left in this race. And it's starting to heat up on track. Koneman now going to get the inside advantage on the restart right behind Chris Roberts. This is definitely not what the 98 wanted to see happen. And in a very short couple laps, we will go back green flag racing, possibly to finish off season 1 of the 2023 Simability Racing League here with the SK Super Series. And I believe this time by those lights are going to go off on the pace car, and they do. We're going to go racing with 25 laps to go. Chris Roberts, Travis Zudema, Don Koneman, Tom Johnson. Tom Johnson and Billy Wise. Your top 5. It's all going to be on that number 98 machine when he sees that pace car dive down. He's on the loud pedal. Green flag's back in the air. Zudema dives low one more time to block off Don Koneman's charge. Tom Johnson and Billy Wise now side by side as they enter turn number 3. Johnson really trying to hold that 32 down to the inside, and Billy Wise really wants that 4th place spot from Tom Johnson. Battling very, very hard in the closing laps of this race. So close, but Billy Wise keeping it off the 23. He's going to concede the position to the outside. Out in front, Roberts doing everything he can to run away from Zudema and Koneman. Zudema putting on an impressive run in that number 90 machine. Don Koneman starting at the back, trying to charge to the front. Hasn't gotten to the front yet today. Chris Roberts has led every single lap so far. Billy Wise still trying to make his way around Tom Johnson. It looks like Koneman might have a fender underneath Travis Zudema. So close, but Zudema, a wheel in that race car. You can see those hands moving inside the cockpit. Really doing everything he can to hold on to that 2nd position. Don Koneman looking to the inside. 19 more laps to go. He almost gives him a little bump. He believed Koneman might have given that 90 a little bit of a bump going into turn number 1 there. He's now got it down to the inside. 0.8 of a second out in front, and another caution flag. Billy Wise in the number 32 machine. Let's see what happened to Billy Wise. Tries to dive below Steven Kiefer. Touches the apron. There it is, ladies and gentlemen, and he gets himself sideways. Not a lot of contact with the wall, but he's going to be backwards on the racetrack, and that is going to cause caution flag number 4 of the night. And Chris Robert's in that 98 machine still out front. And laps starting to tick down further and further and further. 15 laps to go when we cross the start-finish line next time by, so we could be at about 11 laps to go. 11, 12 laps to go when we go back green flag racing. Not a lot of time, but definitely plenty of time to make moves happen, especially if we get another restart. If Koneman can get by Travis Zunema, that will put him right alongside the 98 machine for the restart, which could give him a chance at passing him on the outside and actually taking the win here away from Chris Robert. He's led every single lap, but the last few laps are the ones that count. And I believe we'll go green in 2 laps. So I believe we'll be going green with 12 laps to go. Plenty of time to get it done. Billy Wise now down in 7th. Just below Steven Kiefer. But Kiefer only has 1 place on Billy Wise at the moment. So I don't believe that changes Billy Wise's status as 5th in the points championship. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Double stacked, re-racked, ready to go. 12 more laps to finish off season number 1 of the 2023 Simability Racing League. And Chris Robert is on the loud pedal. Green flag in the air. Koneman gets to the inside of Travis Zunema as they go into turn number 1. Zunema gets really loose on the outside, trying to hold off Koneman's hard charge. Koneman dives it way down to the inside. He's driving that modified with everything he has. Zunema gets into the wall on the outside, but he might have Koneman cleared. And he does. He has Don Koneman cleared. 11 laps now, coming to the stripe. 10 more laps to go. Robert, Zunema, Koneman, Johnson, and Wise. Wise has gotten around Steven Kiefer for that 5th place position. Tom Johnson trying to make a move on Don Koneman while Koneman is locked up with Zunema. Zunema runs a little high. That's going to allow Koneman to look down to the inside going into turn number 3. Zunema just has enough. And caution flag on the speedway. Thomas Wise is backwards once again. And that caution flag comes out with only 7 laps to go. I believe this is going to be a green-white checkered restart. Let's see what happened to Thomas Wise. I have a feeling this is going to be an apron thing. No, he just didn't turn very well. Gets into the wall coming out. That's going to put him backwards. Not really sure what happened to the old man there, but that is going to bring out, I believe, at least our final caution. Because I believe if we get one, we might have a chance at one more green-white checker, depending on when the caution comes out, if we get another one. But this could be the last restart of the race. Zunema doing a fantastic job of holding off our season champion to take home that 2nd place spot. He's only got to hold them off for 5 more laps, and a couple of those laps are going to be caution flags. So can Zunema hold off that 97, or can that 97 make something happen in the last few laps of this race? We know Billy Wise really wants to get around that 23 machine. He's been all over his bumper all race long. Just hasn't been able to get that job done. That 23 machine, a very awesome defensive driver. Knows how to put his car in a place where you just can't really get by unless he makes a mistake, which are far and few between. I believe the next time by, we should get the 1 to go signal to be able to go back racing. And we do. Lights go out on the pace car. It is going to be a green-white checkered finish here at Southern National. Chris Robert's got the lead with Zudema, Koneman, Johnson, and Billy Wise. 2 laps to decide the final race of the SK Super Series. Next season, we go to late model stocks. Green flag is in the air. We are back racing. Zudema gets the jump on Koneman on the restart, gets it down to the inside. And I don't think he's going to be able to get inside of Chris Roberts, but he dives it way wide into turn number 3. White flag is in the air. 1 more lap to go for Chris Roberts. Don Koneman gets down to the inside of Zudema. The battle is going to be for second place as Roberts comes out of turn number 4. Checkered flag in the air. Chris Roberts wins the final race of the 2023 season. Travis Zudema going to come home in second place in spectacular style. Don Koneman for Tom Johnson. Sorry, Don Koneman third, Tom Johnson fourth, and Billy Wise going to come home in fifth position. What a race we just had here at Southern National to finish off the season. Very long 20 race season. And these drivers finally got a break until we go racing the late model stocks. And what a season that is going to be to come. And good win by Chris Roberts. It's been a minute since we've seen that 98 in victory lane. And we will get our top 3 up in the booth just a moment from now. You see the drivers giving a nice little salute to the fans. And what a season it has been for the SK Super Series. And a big salute to all you guys for coming out and watching here on JP Broadcasting. This will be the final race here for the Simability Racing League on JP Broadcasting. Simability will move to the new Simability Racing League YouTube. So if you are interested in continuing in supporting Simability Racing League, you can definitely look at simability.com, and eventually a link will be posted there where you can watch future races. Big shout out to the whole team at JP Broadcasting. They have been absolutely fantastic to work with this season with Simability Racing League. An absolute amazing group of people over there. So big shout out to them. Big thank you. Make sure you follow their channel, give a like to this video, and hit that notification bell so that way you can see when amazing races and broadcasts go live right from your smartphone. So once again, big shout out and thank you to JP Broadcasting for allowing us to call this place home for our first season of the 2023 racing season. And we will be seeing them very, very soon. But now we have got our top 3. Don Koneman, Travis Zudema, and Chris Roberts are here with us, and it's not often that we call Don Koneman into the booth first. Don, you started from the back this evening. A fantastic drive you put down. Take us through your race. Yeah, we saw a couple of these drivers running a great topside game. What is it about tracks like this in South Boston that really make you wonder? Because a lot of times you'll get just a one-lane racetrack on the bottom. Sometimes that topside will work. What do you do? How do you change your strategy when you just can't get by these drivers? Obviously, you just ran out of time with Zudema. You were on his bumper. It was just really hard to get by him, and he had the same thing with Tom Johnson and Billy Wise battling it out side by side, and that top side just seems to work just a little better if you could hold it there.
Yeah, the top side was definitely stickier. You just it was hard to use it to pass because inside was faster on entry, so you couldn't get it up to them. What really makes tracks like this have an outside groove, I would say, is probably the banking like this in South Boston. They're banked enough that we can get some grip on the outside.
Well, it definitely was a fantastic season, a fantastic race here at Southern National. What a way to end off the season. It is a fantastic track. Not too many caution flags. You were almost involved in one of those, going 3 wide, going a little bit risky towards the end of the season. But everything kind of played out. You didn't really get caught up and involved, but working your way up, even with 10 drivers here, it seemed like it took you a little while to get towards the front. And even once you got towards the front, it was difficult to get to the front. Would you say?
It was definitely difficult to keep it up front. There's a lot of competition up front. Travis was really fast all day. Chris, he was pretty fast. Tom was on my bumper the whole way, so it was just one of them things. Tried our best, came home third.
Well, you came home third today. You came home the SK Super Series champion last week when we were at Lakeland. You locked in your title. So congratulations on that, Don. Who do you have to thank for an amazing 2023 season number 1?
Well, definitely Swagger in as usual. You for broadcasting, Billy for putting this together, and every single person in this league that shows up for the Friday night and Monday night practices that we put on and helps get the setups together and do everything right and just dedicated to getting faster, and that they are.
Well, thank you very much, Don. Appreciate you coming out and racing, and we are looking forward to seeing you in a new late model stock tour car here in just a few short weeks.
Thank you.
You have it, ladies and gentlemen, Don Koneman, your season champion for the SK Super Series. Fantastic run here tonight at Southern National. He is going to come home third. Now we move on to a driver who had one hell of a run this evening. It was absolutely fantastic to watch. Travis Zudema, what a drive you put down tonight. Tell us about your race tonight.
Man, it was great. It was a good time out there, man. It was a lot of fun. There was a lot of side-by-side action. There was a lot of, I don't know, I had a lot of fun.
So you made that high line work many times. Was it crucial for you to get a good restart on that outside, or do you think that high line would have sustained someone making a run up the inside?
Well, I mean, it's very crucial to get a good restart because I'm not trying to get caught up there. Like, if you know how to run the high line, it can work. It can be beneficial to you, but I've seen people go up there and not fare so well. So I was just fortunate enough to it stuck for me.
And you had a fantastic season. You locked yourself into 4th place in the championship points. You're getting closer and closer and closer. You were only about, I believe it was 40 points off the leader of Don Koneman. So very, very close to getting to the season champion status racing with these drivers up front. What do you have to do next season in the late model stocks? A lot of these drivers haven't even driven this car yet. What do you have to do next season to maintain your level of competitiveness after spending so much time in a modified like this?
Probably just qualify. I'd probably end up with a little bit better finishes, but I like the new late model. It's going to be fun to drive, but I don't know. I'm going to be changing schedules here for work, so I don't know if I'm going to be racing too much more.
Well, hopefully we get you back on track because we love seeing you. We'd love seeing you drive. You do a lot of cool things to that race car, and you bring a cool paint scheme. One of my favorite paint schemes that I've gotten to look at. all season. So congratulations, Travis. Who do you have to thank for such an amazing season in that 90 machine? 4th place in the championship, constant second place victories. I know you got a couple people you want to thank.
Well, I do, just the normal people, man. I have a long list, man. It's all you guys over at JP Broadcasting for putting on a good show, and the Simability guys for making everything all possible, and everyone in the league, and my cousin helps me out by letting me put the name of his bar on my car. That's hey, go check them out, Jammers, Edgar, Wisconsin.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Travis Zunema in the number 90 machine. Hopefully, will we see him return for a full season and possibly a championship bout in the late model stock. Travis, as always, it has been a pleasure having you in the booth, and good luck next season.
Thanks a lot, man. I always had a blast up here with you, man.
And now the man of the night, Chris Roberge. He led every single lap of the race tonight. Chris, how'd you get it done tonight?
It's pure luck. I had a really good start from Billy. He had a pole, and somehow I got a good timing, so I got by him 90 in the first lap. I got by him, and I was gone. So I was just taking it easy. My car was really good on the corners here, really good grip. And then after I got ahead a while, I tried to save tires a bit so I don't go overheat it. Somehow I just kept it on the front most of the race.
Now, did it make you worried seeing that Koneman started at the back and that he was running behind Zunema with about 40 laps to go? Did that start to make you a little nervous that you might have to drive a little harder to really pull out the victory this time?
I knew I had a better car than he does. He was having troubles going by Travis, so it's kind of helping me a bit more ahead of him. So I was not really too worried about it because they were fighting for second, third most of the race. So I would just let them fight it. That's why I was running away from everybody pretty much.
Now, what about Travis Zunema in that 90 machine on your outside? So many times this season, we've seen him starting on your outside and swipe a position from you at the end of the race, take that second place and turn it into a third place. Was there any worry that he was going to catch you on one of these final restarts and possibly take your hard drive away?
No, I just knew I had a better car than he is, so that's why I just got myself ahead of him, and then where he goes down, I just try to go down so he won't get inside of me. So that's why I tried to hold him off from that. So then I was gone in turn 1 and 2 anyways. So because I had a good corner exit from him, so I was gone.
So you've had a fantastic season here with the SK Super Series as it comes to a close. You finished 3rd place in the championship standings, took home a few wins and multiple podiums. Who do you got to thank for your success in season 1 of the Simability Racing League this season?
Well, that'd be Don. Don and I were helping each other. We're teammates, so we help each other out. I thanks for him so much for that. If it wasn't him, I'd be struggling quite a lot. And so when I knew him and I were really clean racers, here, you and I, we're teammates. You help, I help. So we all help each other out.
Well, congratulations on an amazing win tonight. What a race it was tonight. Just a few cautions and some spectacular battles, as you didn't see too many of them. They were all in your rearview mirror. So congratulations, Chris, and good luck next season with the late model stock.
Thank you. I can't wait for those. It's my first time driving those ones. I don't race those ones, but it's going to be fun for that.
It's definitely going to be an interesting series. Definitely a series that is hard to pass in. We look forward to seeing you racing there. Are you going to change your paint scheme up for the late model stock tour? Are we going to have something new and crazy in store?
It will be, I think that it will be on broadcast, so you guys will see it. It's pretty cool. Perfect.
Well, good luck next season, Chris. Congratulations on your win tonight. You got a couple extra weeks to enjoy this one.
Oh, yeah. It will be fun. We're going to have a fun, wacky racing next week.
Perfect. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Roberge, your winner this evening, and what an evening it has been. I do want to take one quick second to go ha here, and we're going to bring up Billy Wise. Billy Wise, welcome to the booth. Do you got me?
Yep, I'm here.
Hey, Billy. So we close out season 1 of the 2023 Simability Racing League season. Obviously, you were the one that we always talk about, we boast about, who runs this thing and makes all of this stuff happen. So we wanted to bring you up and just kind of let you tell everybody what you have so far as for plans for next season.
Next season, we'll be running the new late model stocks. A few of us have been practicing, just testing, and they're going to be so much fun. And those cars sound so good, have a lot of horsepower, and I think it's going to be a little bit different racing than these SK Modifieds were.
That
and we
is
might
for
switch.
sure.
Yeah, we'll might switch up a couple tracks here and there, but for the most part, you know, everything would be the same, all the rules and points and all that kind of thing, just different car.
Well, absolutely perfect. Just a big shout out and thank you to you for making all this happen. And it is a really special to be part of it, and I'm glad that you guys enjoy me up here in the booth and I don't get booed out every week, because it is really cool to see this league progress as it has over the past season. So looking forward to seeing Simability on their own YouTube channel for next season. Make sure you keep an eye out for that, so that way you can get in on all of the 2023 Season 2 action with the late model stock tour. Billy, great race tonight. You locked yourself into the P5. You were in the big battle with Steven Kiefer and Andrew Smith for that P5. You finally took it home and locked it in. So what a run you had this season. It blows my mind that Andrew Smith would not show up when he's battling for 5th in a championship, but hopefully he is doing well. You got anybody you want to thank for everything that you go through? I know you've got a couple people that help you run this and help you do things. So who do you got to thank for Simability Racing League and where it's come so far?
First of all, I got to thank you for the broadcasting. It's been so much fun. The guys love to go back and watch the races afterwards and, show their family and friends and stuff. So that's awesome. And you put so much into it. Your announcing is top notch. So we love that, And I'd like to thank Glenn for just allowing us to do this. We've been doing it for Wednesday nights for quite a few years now. And we owe it all to him. And I got to give a shout out to my buddy Steve from Action Sports Foundation. He likes to donate a little bit here and there. And if some guys need a car or a track and they don't have the funds, he'll chip in and buy that for them. So that's really cool of him. And all the drivers, man, that keep on showing up and just having a good time.
For sure. Well, thank you so much, Billy, for allowing JP Broadcasting and myself to be a part of this season. And we look forward to working with you in the future. But congratulations, Billy, on another successful Simability Racing League season. On to season number 2 in a few weeks. We're definitely looking forward to it.
For sure. And one quick note. There is one rule change for next season, and that is the top 3 drivers the following week will go to the rear and start from the rear.
Ooh, that is going to bring some very, very interesting strategies coming up. We'll look forward to seeing that in season 2.
Yeah, we just came up with that here during the race, and everybody agreed on it, so we're going to roll with that for sure. And Steven and I were having a great time. Toward the end of the race there, he was on my tail, and he got around me, actually. And then I tried to do the crossover on him, and I hit the apron, and that's when I spun it out there toward the end. But we were still having fun just trying to put on a show because we were battling for 5th, and we were running 5th and 6th. So that was a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, it was definitely a fantastic race to watch. Definitely going to be one to go back and watch over again. The battles on track were absolutely fantastic. But that is going to be all for us here with the Simability Racing League and JP Broadcasting. Thanks again for coming along with us. It has been amazing. And for the final time, the Simability Racing League says, we'll see you later.